So on these examples, it's important to remember that when you're adding or subtracting fractions that you have to have a common denominator. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at what I need in both. So in the first one we have a 2 in the bottom, so we're going to need a 2 in the bottom in the second one. So instead of taking 20 and dividing by 10, I'm going to figure out what I need to divide 10 by to have 2 as my remainder. So I need to divide by 5. If I divide the top and bottom by 5, I end up with 5 over 2x. Okay, so now I'm left with this statement, and I need to still have a common denominator. The first fraction is missing an x in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by x, and we'll end up with 11x over 2x plus 5 over 2x. Once our denominators are the same, we're just going to add our numerators, and we're left with 11x plus 5 over 2x. Again, remember that you need to state your restrictions, so we're going to take our denominator and write our limit, and our x value cannot equal 0. Okay, again, before we subtract, we need to make sure that we have common denominators, okay? So we're going to go ahead and factor our denominators so that we can see what we're missing from each fraction. So the first one, our numerator is staying the same. Our denominator is going to split into 2 binomials. We multiply to negative 18 and add to 3. So if they multiply to a negative, we need opposite signs. And 6 times negative 3 is negative 18, and 6 minus 3 is 3x. Okay, so moving to the second one, our numerator stays the same. On the denominator, we have a difference of squares. So we're going to split into 2, fill the front with what we square to get the first term, different signs in each parentheses, and then fill the back with what we square to get the last term. At this point, when we have it here, we need to go ahead and list our restrictions before we move on. So we're going to look at each of our denominators. We're going to have negative 6, 3, and negative 3. So we've got negative 6 and plus and minus 3 if we set each of those factors equal to 0. So then we can go ahead and cancel our x plus 3's that are in the numerator and denominator in the same fraction. And then we have to multiply the second fraction by x plus 6, top and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and in the top multiply in the negative 1. So we end up with negative x minus 6. Combine our like terms in the numerator, and we end up with negative 1 over x plus 6, x minus 3.